Today, we're diving into a topic that affects us all, dealing with difficult people. Whether it's the friend who always thinks they're right, the coworker who never takes responsibility, or that stranger with an endless supply of complaints, handling these situations can be draining. But what if we look to the Stoics for guidance? Ancient Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca faced their share of challenges with people, and they developed powerful strategies to stay calm, clear-minded, and unbothered. In this video, we'll explore Stoic techniques to help us deal with narcissists, manipulators, and other challenging personalities, while staying grounded and true to ourselves. If you're ready to learn timeless wisdom to bring more peace and resilience to your interactions, stick around. Number 1. Focus on what you can control. Focusing on what you can control is one of the most powerful mindsets for navigating life's ups and downs. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by factors beyond our control, whether it's the economy, other people's actions, or unexpected events. Yet, when we shift our attention to what we can influence, we take back a sense of agency, allowing us to respond rather than just react. Think about this. Every day, we face countless situations that could unsettle us, from traffic jams to a challenging work project. In these moments, our frustration often arises because we're trying to control things outside of our reach. But if we choose to focus on our reactions, our decisions, and our mindset, we can experience a sense of calm, even amidst chaos. Consider this in practical terms. Let's say you're working on a team project and a colleague isn't meeting deadlines, slowing down progress. While you can't control their behavior, you can control how you respond. Instead of getting angry or feeling helpless, focus on proactive solutions. You might choose to communicate openly with them, adjust your own workflow to minimize impact, or seek guidance from a supervisor if necessary. This approach not only preserves your peace of mind but also helps you be more effective and productive. Focusing on controllable actions often builds resilience and confidence, two crucial traits for success and well-being. When we invest energy in what we can influence, we're able to make steady progress on our goals even when setbacks arise. For instance, if you're trying to reach a personal health goal, such as losing weight or improving fitness, there will always be unpredictable factors like busy schedules or social gatherings. But rather than feeling defeated, focusing on what you can control, like making healthier food choices, committing to short workouts, or setting achievable weekly goals, will keep you moving forward. The process of letting go of what you can't control can be challenging. It requires us to recognize our limits and have faith in the journey, trusting that things will unfold in their own way. Mindfulness practices such as deep breathing and meditation can help reinforce this mindset. Over time, you'll find that you're less anxious and more adaptable, even in situations that once seemed frustrating or overwhelming. Lastly, focusing on what we can control empowers us to make a positive impact on the world around us. Our actions, attitudes, and intentions create ripples that can influence our environment and the people in our lives. By concentrating on what we bring to the table rather than fixating on others' actions or external circumstances, we become a source of positivity and resilience. Embracing this mindset isn't about ignoring challenges, but rather engaging with them from a place of strength and self-assurance. In this way, focusing on what we can control becomes a pathway to greater peace, productivity, and personal growth. Number 2. Cultivate patience. Patience is often seen as a virtue, yet in a world of instant gratification, it's become more of a rare quality. Cultivating patience, however, is essential for leading a fulfilled, balanced life. At its core, patience is the ability to stay calm and composed in the face of delays, difficulties, or frustrations. It allows us to respond rather than react, giving us the clarity and control to navigate life's challenges with grace. But how do we develop this often elusive trait? One way is to start small, by practicing patience in everyday situations, like waiting in line or dealing with minor inconveniences. This helps us build the muscle for larger situations where patience can really test us, like during times of uncertainty, pursuing a long-term goal, or working through a challenging relationship. The benefits of patience are profound and far-reaching. For one, it reduces stress. When we allow ourselves to be patient, we're essentially giving ourselves permission to let go of what we can't control. This creates a sense of calm and helps prevent the physical and mental toll that stress can take. Moreover, patience improves our decision-making abilities. When we're hasty, we're more likely to make impulsive choices that we may later regret. Patience enables us to weigh our options carefully, leading to more thoughtful, intentional decisions. In relationships, patience fosters deeper connections. It allows us to truly listen, understand, and empathize with others, which strengthens bonds and reduces conflicts. Interestingly, patience also nurtures resilience. When we practice patience, we're effectively training ourselves to endure and adapt. It's a skill that helps us recover from setbacks, as we're less likely to feel defeated by temporary obstacles. Instead, patience helps us see challenges as part of a larger journey, making it easier to keep moving forward. Additionally, cultivating patience enhances our self-discipline. For example, sticking to a new habit or goal requires the ability to wait for results rather than expecting immediate rewards. Patience, in this sense, becomes a tool that strengthens our willpower and commitment to personal growth. To cultivate patience, mindfulness can be an invaluable practice. By focusing on the present moment, we're less likely to get caught up in the rush or worry about the future. This practice also helps us become more aware of our triggers and gives us the opportunity to pause before reacting. Another helpful technique is reframing, viewing frustrating situations as opportunities to practice patience rather than as setbacks. With consistent effort, these small shifts in mindset gradually make patience a natural part of our character. Ultimately, patience is about respecting the natural pace of life. Everything happens in its own time, and learning to embrace this rhythm can lead to a more peaceful, fulfilling experience. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with messages to act now or move faster, cultivating patience is a quiet but powerful rebellion. It's a reminder that we don't have to rush to reach our goals or enjoy life. With patience, we can find joy and growth in the journey itself. Number 3. See difficulties as opportunities. In life, difficulties are inevitable. But what if we shifted our perspective and saw them as opportunities instead? Many people view challenges as setbacks, something to dread or avoid, but embracing them can open doors to personal growth, resilience, and transformation. When we encounter difficulties, they often push us beyond our comfort zones, challenging us to think creatively, develop new skills, and build strength we might not have otherwise discovered. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" consider asking, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can this make me stronger?" Seeing difficulties as opportunities doesn't mean denying the hardship involved or pretending everything is easy. Rather, it's about adopting a mindset that values growth over comfort, viewing obstacles as a natural part of the journey. For example, think about a time when you faced a setback, like not getting a job you wanted, failing a test, or experiencing a personal disappointment. While these moments can feel painful or frustrating, they often lead us to reflect, refine our goals, and make changes that better align with who we are and what we truly want. Often, challenges reveal what we need to work on or develop, and this awareness can serve as a powerful motivator for self-improvement. Moreover, difficulties can build resilience. Each time we face and overcome a challenge, no matter how small, we strengthen our ability to handle future obstacles. Resilience is like a muscle. It grows through repeated use. When we view challenges as opportunities, we build our resilience muscle, preparing ourselves to handle whatever life may throw our way. Over time, we start to see that we're capable of more than we thought, and this belief fuels confidence and a sense of empowerment. Approaching life with a growth mindset, where challenges are seen as learning experiences, also cultivates gratitude. When we reflect on our struggles and how we've grown through them, we often feel a deep sense of appreciation for the journey. Difficulties remind us of our inner strength, our capacity to adapt, and the support systems we may have around us. They make us more empathetic and compassionate as we realize that everyone faces battles of their own. Ultimately, difficulties are powerful teachers, showing us aspects of ourselves we might not have noticed otherwise. By reframing challenges as opportunities, we cultivate a mindset that transforms setbacks into stepping stones. This shift in perspective doesn't make problems disappear but changes how we engage with them. We become more proactive, open to growth, and willing to take on new challenges. So the next time life throws you a curveball, take a moment to reflect. Embrace the lesson, recognize the opportunity for growth, and trust that you have the strength to turn this challenge into an invaluable experience. Remember, the path to growth and success is rarely smooth, but each obstacle is a chance to rise above and become stronger. In the end, it's not the absence of difficulties that defines us, but how we respond to them. Number 4. Respond with kindness. Responding with kindness is a choice that holds incredible power in both personal and social interactions. It's an approach that can diffuse tension, foster empathy, and build a sense of trust and respect. When faced with criticism or negativity, choosing kindness is often seen as an act of strength. It can turn challenging situations into opportunities for understanding and connection. For instance, responding to a rude comment with empathy and calmness can not only surprise the other person, but can also create a moment for self-reflection, allowing them to reconsider their approach. When we respond with kindness, we become a positive influence, encouraging others to follow suit. This ripple effect of kindness can have far-reaching benefits, helping to create a more supportive and compassionate community. In moments of conflict, responding with kindness doesn't mean ignoring one's own needs or allowing oneself to be treated poorly. Rather, it involves setting boundaries calmly and respectfully, advocating for oneself without hostility or aggression. Kindness, in this sense, is a balance of firmness and compassion. For example, instead of retaliating with anger when someone is dismissive, a kind response might involve explaining one's perspective and inviting a constructive conversation. This kind of approach often leads to a healthier and more effective dialogue, as both parties feel seen and respected. Furthermore, when we respond with kindness, we take control of our emotional response, rather than letting anger or frustration dictate our actions. This helps us maintain our well-being and cultivate a positive mindset. Kindness also has profound effects on mental health. Studies have shown that acts of kindness, whether given or received, release dopamine and endorphins, which improve mood and decrease stress. By responding kindly, we foster these benefits in our own lives and in the lives of those around us. This, in turn, can lead to better relationships, a more resilient outlook, and a greater sense of self-worth. Additionally, kindness contributes to a supportive environment, encouraging others to share openly and authentically. This sense of openness fosters meaningful relationships and a greater sense of community. In an increasingly digital world, where online interactions often feel detached and impersonal, responding with kindness is more crucial than ever. Behind every comment or message, there's a person with feelings and challenges of their own. Choosing kindness in these situations can break down barriers, bridging gaps between individuals and reducing hostility in online communities. When we respond with kindness, we remind ourselves and others of our shared humanity, and that reminder can make a significant difference in a person's day. Ultimately, responding with kindness is about understanding that we can't control others' actions, but we can control our reactions. By choosing to respond with compassion, empathy, and understanding, we build a foundation for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. This choice requires patience, practice, and sometimes courage, especially in difficult situations. Yet the rewards are immense, as kindness cultivates a life filled with deeper connections, greater emotional stability, and an enduring sense of purpose. In a world where challenges and misunderstandings are inevitable, kindness remains one of the most effective tools for fostering peace, connection, and personal growth. Number 5. Understand people's motivations. Understanding people's motivations is fundamental in navigating relationships, influencing others, and improving communication. Every action people take is driven by a motive, whether it's seeking recognition, belonging, success, or security. To truly understand others, it's essential to look beneath the surface of their actions and consider what unmet needs might be pushing them in a particular direction. Human motivations can often be traced back to a few core desires, such as love, esteem, and safety. For example, someone who seems overly competitive at work might be seeking validation and acknowledgement, perhaps because they feel undervalued. By understanding this, you can respond in a way that doesn't just address the behavior itself but also the underlying need, creating a space for constructive dialogue rather than conflict. Empathy plays a vital role here. Instead of judging someone's actions outright, try to step into their shoes. Ask yourself, what might this person be feeling or needing right now? This shift in perspective can be powerful, allowing you to connect with people more deeply and respond in ways that truly resonate. Another key factor in understanding motivation is recognizing how personal values shape what people find important. Some are driven by achievement and tangible results, while others prioritize relationships and harmony. When you understand someone's values, you can tailor your approach to be more effective. For instance, if a colleague values collaboration, they might be motivated by team-oriented goals. Recognizing this can help you frame requests or suggestions in a way that aligns with their priorities, making them more likely to respond positively. People's past experiences also have a significant influence on what drives them. Childhood, relationships, failures, and successes all contribute to one's personal motivation blueprint. A person who has faced financial hardship might be especially motivated by job stability, while someone who grew up with a strong support system may be motivated by the need to maintain that harmony. By taking the time to understand someone's background, you gain insight into what motivates them and why they may react a certain way in specific situations. However, it's important to remember that motivations aren't always static. They can evolve as people go through life changes. What motivates a person in their 20s might differ from what drives them in their 50s. This means it's essential to keep an open mind and continue to reassess what might be motivating the people around you. In sum, understanding people's motivations involves empathy, awareness of values, and knowledge of past experiences. By focusing on these areas, you can deepen relationships, improve teamwork, and become more influential in your interactions. Instead of merely responding to people's actions, you're addressing the root of their behavior, creating opportunities for more genuine and constructive connections. This understanding doesn't just benefit others. It enriches your own life by fostering a more nuanced and compassionate view of the people around you. Number 6. Avoid taking things personally. Taking things personally can be an easy trap to fall into, especially when someone's words or actions feel directed at us. However, learning not to take things personally is one of the most empowering skills we can develop. Often, when someone criticizes, ignores, or reacts negatively, it reflects more about their own state of mind, experiences, or struggles than about us. This is crucial to remember. We are not responsible for others' feelings or actions, and not everything is about us. When we start to internalize this, it becomes easier to take a step back and observe situations more objectively. Think about a time when someone's offhand comment or dismissive behavior affected you. In that moment, it's natural to wonder, what did I do wrong? Or, why don't they like me? But consider that the person may be dealing with stress, exhaustion, or personal problems that have nothing to do with you. By taking their behavior personally, we often add an extra layer of stress to ourselves, leading to overthinking and self-doubt. But if we can adopt the mindset that everyone has their own struggles influencing their actions, we can free ourselves from feeling hurt or misunderstood. This doesn't mean excusing bad behavior, but rather recognizing that it isn't necessarily a reflection of our worth. Another helpful strategy is to pause and ask ourselves if we'd feel the same way if a stranger had made the comment. Often, we take things personally because they come from people we know or respect. But sometimes their words are just as irrelevant as a stranger's passing remark. By creating emotional distance, we can better distinguish between valid feedback and someone's random comment or mood. This mindset shift lets us focus more on what truly matters: our own goals, self-worth, and values. When we stop taking things personally, we also open ourselves to constructive feedback without defensiveness. Not every piece of feedback is an attack on our character. Constructive criticism, when taken with an open mind, can be a great tool for growth. Instead of viewing it as a personal insult, consider it as an opportunity to learn or see something from a new perspective. By choosing to engage positively, we stay resilient and focused on our journey, rather than being derailed by others' opinions. Finally, adopting compassion towards ourselves is essential. Not every negative interaction is our fault, and we don't need to burden ourselves with unnecessary guilt. When we treat ourselves with kindness, we become less vulnerable to outside negativity and more secure in our own self-worth. This creates a powerful inner stability, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with confidence and calm. In essence, by learning not to take things personally, we free ourselves from the emotional turbulence of others. We gain control over our responses, focus on our own path, and ultimately lead a more peaceful, self-assured life. Number 7. Practice indifference. In a world that constantly demands attention, validation, and engagement, practicing indifference can seem counterintuitive. However, it is a powerful practice that can bring peace and emotional resilience. Indifference does not mean being apathetic or indifferent to everything. Rather, it is about choosing where to direct your emotional energy. It is about acknowledging that not everything in life deserves your time, reaction, or emotional involvement. By adopting indifference, you create a mental space that allows you to focus on what truly matters and protect your well-being from unnecessary distractions. At its core, practicing indifference is about detachment from external outcomes. It involves accepting that there are forces outside of your control, such as other people's opinions, societal expectations, or the uncontrollable events of life, that you cannot change or influence. Instead of reacting to them with frustration, anger, or stress, indifference allows you to view these situations objectively, without attachment to how they affect you. This emotional distance is not about being cold or uncaring, but about recognizing the difference between what is important and what is simply a passing moment or external noise. One of the key benefits of practicing indifference is the freedom it offers from the burden of emotional volatility. When you are indifferent to things beyond your control, you no longer find yourself at the mercy of other people's actions, opinions, or expectations. For example, in dealing with criticism or negative feedback, indifference allows you to assess the situation without feeling personally attacked or demoralized. You are able to discern whether the criticism is valid and constructive, or whether it is simply a reflection of someone else's issues. This enables you to maintain your self-worth and not be swayed by external forces. Indifference can also help preserve your energy. In a world filled with constant noise, social media updates, news cycles, gossip, and unsolicited advice, it is easy to become overwhelmed. We often get pulled into debates, arguments, or even drama that drains us mentally and emotionally. When we practice indifference, we are able to let go of the need to engage in every conversation or respond to every situation. Instead of being swept away by every opinion or issue, we choose where to direct our attention. This enables us to conserve energy and focus on our own goals, relationships, and personal growth. The practice of indifference can also bring clarity and peace. When you remove the clutter of unnecessary reactions, you are left with a clearer mind. You are no longer caught up in trivial matters or emotional upheaval. You can approach life with a sense of calm, making decisions based on rational thought rather than emotional impulses. This can lead to a deeper sense of contentment, as you are no longer chasing after things that do not contribute to your overall happiness. In conclusion, practicing indifference is not about disconnecting from the world, but rather about cultivating a thoughtful and intentional approach to what you allow to affect you. It is about choosing to protect your peace, conserve your energy, and focus on what truly matters, By learning to practice indifference, you empower yourself to live with greater emotional freedom and resilience, unburdened by the distractions and dramas that can otherwise dictate your life. Number 8. Set boundaries. Setting boundaries is essential for maintaining healthy relationships and ensuring personal well-being. Boundaries are limits we set for ourselves and others to protect our physical, emotional, and mental space. Without boundaries, we risk overextending ourselves, losing our sense of self, or feeling overwhelmed by the needs and expectations of others. Boundaries help establish respect, allowing us to communicate our needs clearly and enforce limits that align with our values and priorities. In personal relationships, boundaries are fundamental to maintaining balance and respect. They help prevent the erosion of self-esteem by ensuring that we are not constantly giving at the expense of our own needs. For example, if someone constantly demands our time and attention, we need to set a boundary that allows us to prioritize our own well-being without feeling guilty or selfish. Clear boundaries in relationships promote understanding, as they allow both parties to express their needs and desires openly, knowing that there is a mutual respect for each other's space and emotions. In a professional context, setting boundaries is equally crucial. Many people struggle with work-life balance, often feeling pressured to answer emails, attend meetings, or take on additional tasks outside of working hours. This can lead to burnout and decreased productivity. By setting boundaries at work, such as refusing to work late without proper compensation, or refusing to take on tasks that fall outside your job description, you maintain a healthy separation between your professional and personal life. Boundaries help you preserve energy, reduce stress, and maintain a clear focus on your goals. Setting boundaries also involves learning to say no when necessary. For many, saying no can feel uncomfortable or even confrontational, but it is a crucial skill for protecting your time, energy, and peace of mind. Saying no doesn't mean you are being unkind or unhelpful. It means you are acknowledging your own limits and taking responsibility for your well-being. It's important to remember that you cannot pour from an empty cup. By practicing saying no, we honor our personal boundaries and show respect for ourselves. Boundaries are not just about saying no, they are also about saying yes to the things that align with our values and desires. Setting boundaries involves creating a framework within which we can fully engage in the activities, relationships, and goals that bring us joy and fulfillment. This means recognizing what drains us, what uplifts us, and what we are willing to tolerate. Boundaries help us avoid toxic situations or people that may undermine our growth or peace of mind. In conclusion, setting boundaries is a vital practice for anyone seeking to live a balanced and fulfilling life. Boundaries empower us to protect our energy, maintain our identity, and foster healthier relationships, both personally and professionally. While it may feel difficult at times, particularly when others challenge your limits, it is essential to prioritize your well-being. By setting and respecting boundaries, you create a foundation for a life that is authentically yours, where you can thrive and grow without compromise. Number 9. Use humor to defuse tension. Humor is a powerful tool in any communication arsenal, especially when it comes to diffusing tension in difficult situations. Whether in the workplace, during family discussions, or in social settings, humor has the ability to break the ice, lighten the mood, and create an environment conducive to constructive dialogue. The key to using humor effectively is knowing when and how to incorporate it. In tense moments, humor acts as a release valve, allowing emotions to dissipate and creating a shared moment of relief. It works by shifting the focus away from the conflict, redirecting attention to something lighter or absurd, which can make the atmosphere feel less confrontational. A well-timed joke, witty remark, or playful observation can humanize the situation, reminding everyone involved that no matter how serious the topic, it's okay to relax for a moment. However, humor must be used carefully. The wrong type of humor, especially sarcasm or humor that mocks others, can escalate tension rather than alleviate it. The goal is to lighten the situation without undermining the feelings or positions of others. Self-deprecating humor, for example, can be a great way to show humility and vulnerability. signaling that you are not trying to dominate the conversation or belittle anyone involved. This helps build rapport and trust, making people more open to resolution. On the other hand, humor that targets or ridicules specific individuals can alienate people and make them defensive, deepening the divide instead of closing it. The beauty of humor lies in its ability to create a sense of camaraderie. When people laugh together, they bond over shared experiences, which can pave the way for more productive conversations. Humor can also introduce a different perspective on a tense issue, helping individuals step back and view the situation from a less emotionally charged angle. This shift can lead to greater problem solving as people become less invested in winning the argument and more focused on finding solutions. It's a way to humanize the other party and remind everyone involved that the goal is not to defeat each other, but to understand and resolve the situation together. Humor can also help release pent-up frustration. In intense situations, people often feel like they are carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. A humorous comment can provide a momentary escape from that weight, giving everyone the space to breathe and regain composure. This helps people think more clearly and approach the situation with a refreshed mindset. When used strategically, humor can transform a charged conversation into a more manageable one, making it easier to move forward. In conclusion, humor is not just a tool for making people laugh. It's a strategic way to manage emotions, reduce stress, and create a more open, collaborative atmosphere in tense situations. When used appropriately, it can diffuse potential conflict, making it easier to address difficult issues and reach resolutions that everyone can agree on. The key is knowing when to deploy humor, ensuring it's in the right spirit, and using it to build bridges rather than walls. Number 10. Embrace the Stoic virtues. Stoicism, an ancient Greek philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BCE, offers a powerful framework for personal growth, inner peace, and emotional resilience. At its core, Stoicism teaches the cultivation of virtues that enable individuals to live in harmony with nature and achieve tranquility. The 4 cardinal Stoic virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, serve as timeless pillars for those seeking to navigate life's challenges with grace and self-control. Wisdom is the first and most essential Stoic virtue. It involves not merely knowledge, but the understanding of how to apply that knowledge to live in accordance with reason. Wisdom helps us discern between what is within our control and what is not, guiding our decisions and responses to the world. By cultivating wisdom, we learn to approach each situation with clarity and insight, minimizing the emotional turmoil that arises from misguided judgments or misconceptions. Wisdom teaches us to recognize that true happiness does not come from external circumstances, but from the mastery of our own thoughts and perceptions. The second virtue, courage, goes beyond physical bravery. In Stoic philosophy, courage is the strength to confront fear, adversity, and uncertainty with equanimity. It is the mental and emotional fortitude to face challenges, whether they are external obstacles like illness or loss, or internal struggles like self-doubt or fear of failure. Stoic courage is not the absence of fear, but the resolve to act in accordance with virtue despite it. It empowers us to persevere through hardship, to stand up for what is right, and to embrace discomfort as an opportunity for growth. Justice, the third virtue, emphasizes fairness and respect for others. In the Stoic worldview, justice is rooted in the belief that all human beings are part of a larger community, and our actions should contribute to the common good. It calls for treating others with kindness, fairness, and understanding, and ensuring that our actions align with a sense of moral integrity. Stoic justice teaches us to be empathetic and compassionate, recognizing that every individual's well-being is interconnected. By practicing justice, we help create a harmonious world where mutual respect and cooperation thrive. The fourth and final Stoic virtue is temperance, which embodies self-discipline and moderation. Temperance is the ability to control our impulses, desires, and emotions, ensuring that we do not become slaves to fleeting pleasures or excessive attachments. It teaches us to find balance in all things, to avoid excess, and to seek contentment in simplicity. Temperance allows us to live in accordance with our values, free from the distractions of indulgence or overconsumption. It is a virtue that fosters peace of mind and inner stability, as it prevents us from being overwhelmed by the highs and lows of external circumstances. To truly embrace the Stoic virtues is to embrace a life of intentional living, where our actions are guided by reason, empathy, and self-control. By practicing wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, we can face life's challenges with resilience, find contentment regardless of our external situation, and contribute to a more harmonious and just world. The Stoic virtues are not abstract ideals, but practical tools for living a fulfilling, purposeful life, grounded in the pursuit of virtue and the cultivation of inner peace. In conclusion, the Stoic approach to dealing with difficult people, whether they're idiots, narcissists, or just plain frustrating, is rooted in understanding, detachment, and self-control. Stoics remind us that we cannot control the actions of others, but we do have control over how we respond. By focusing on our own peace of mind, practicing empathy, and choosing not to engage in unproductive conflict, we can maintain our inner tranquility. The next time you encounter someone who tests your patience, remember, the Stoic way isn't about changing others, but about mastering ourselves. Stay calm, stay rational, and stay true to your values. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into Stoicism and practical philosophy.